Jai Gurudev, my name is Someshwar. I welcome all of you on behalf of Art of Living organization to Yog Vaashishtha evening session. नमस्ते, मैं सोमेश्वर आप सभी का आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग संस्था की तरफ से योग वाशिष्ठ के सायंकाल के सत्र में स्वागत करता हूँ। टुडे वी आर ऑन डे 110। आज हम लोग 110वें सत्र में यहाँ पे पहुंच चुके हैं। हम लोग चुडाला और शिखिद्दज की कहानी यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं। आज इस कहानी को यहाँ पे हम लोग समापन करेंगे, किस तरह से उनकी जिंदगी आगे बढ़ती है, वो अपनी जिंदगी में क्या करते हैं, वह सब कुछ हम लोग जानेंगे। उसके और फिर इस चीज का यहाँ पे समापन हो जाए, कल से हम लोग नई स्टोरी को यहाँ पे प्रारंभ करेंगे। So let's begin our session by chanting the Om 3 times. I welcome all our Zoom participants, all our YouTube viewers, and all our Facebook viewers to today's session. Let's sit comfortably and close our eyes. Spine erect, neck straight, and let's bring back our attention to our breath. अपना पूरा ध्यान अपने सांस के ऊपर ले आए. Take a normal breath in and let go. Take a deep breath in and exhale completely. Take a deep breath in for Omkar chanting. गुरु का आवाहन कर ले. आवाहनम पुनः पुनः. Let's express our gratitude towards the master. गुरु वंदना कर ले. गुरुर् ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर् साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Let us pray to the master, to the divinity. Let all our existence, known and unknown, be inspired by the master. Let these words that come out of this mouth, the actions that are happening, the thoughts that pour onto the mind, and the power of discrimination arise in our intellect. The impressions that might be getting created, and if still there is an iota of that I, let all that be inspired by the master alone. We, the people walking on the path of liberation, if you have already experienced that, you are not bound by anything. It is that omnipresence, that omnipotent Guru Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Brahma Shakti is there within you. then let this remaining life be inspired by that Guru Shakti alone. This Guru Shakti which is present within and outside, feeling the presence of that master within and outside. Slowly and gradually you may open your eyes. धीरे धीरे अपनी प्यारी सी आंखें खोल सकते हो. Jaygudev. So let's continue with our session now. So we are into Chudala Akhyan, chapter number, subchapter number 80 and subchapter number 81. This is where the entire Chudala Akhyan concludes. So we'll look at it, what happens. Today we took a pause, just like a serial, at a very interesting mode, that what happens to this Shikidwaja who is completely into the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, and whether Chudala gets in touch with him, whether they meet with each other, what happens to their life is something very interesting to know, and something that is we will look at it today. So let's see what happens. So when the Chudala and Shikidvaj, they happen to depart, that Shikidwaja completely enters into the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. He just become like a rock, become like a wood, and he stands still sitting over there. After 3 days, when this Chudala happens to, in the form of Kumbh, she happens to visit the forest, and when she sees that he's still into the same state, 3 days are already passed, and yet he is not out of it, then she just make a roar of us like lion. She tried to shake him. Nothing works. He's completely into that state. So now that is where the Vaashishtha Muni start addressing. All these things are being told by Vaashishtha Muni to Rama and to all the people who are sitting in the court, who are listening to this knowledge. So here Vaashishtha Muni again start addressing Rama. Rama, like this, the one who is in the guard, is in the complete Nirvikalpa Samadhi, that complete meditative state of this mind. That Shikidvaj, when is there, using all the external things, she could not take him out of his Samadhi, that is meditation. So this is where that what she does now, she's try to see that whether he is really there, that sattva that is still there in his body, yes or no. So she want to check that. So like this, Rama gets a little bit conscious, and is that, how come, is that possible? How one can know that whether the sattva is still there, whether that chaitanya is still there or not? No, like a modern science, people will see the breath is going or not. They will check the pulse, and they'll check that heart is pumping or not. How does one get into check that sattva is there, that chaitanya is there or not? So like this, Rama asked this question to the Vaashishtha Muni. Here Vaashishtha Muni says that, hey Rama, like this, in that vriksha, that beach is there, which is in the adrish, means it's there hidden or there. Like that, in this body, the subtle body that is in the form of your subtle body, that sattva, that is, if it is there, one can really get to know that. So that is the one, that sukshma there, that is the one which will make really that Shikidwaja come out of his things. And even though he is in a completely nirvikalpa, there are no sankalpa vikalpa, is completely in an equanimous state, then there is no vibration there. There is no the external body and external these things, all the spanda is completely stopped, and that is completely nischal. There is no movement of happening over there. Still that deha, it's completely in the form of nirvikar sthiti, it's completely in the formless state. But yet, if there is that chaitanya, it will not go completely dried out. No, the way after a death, how does the entire body will become cold and it will completely dry out? No, that thing it will not happen with the sattva is there, if the chaitanya is still there. Then that particular thing, that it will neither be dried out, neither it will be tugged with, it will be like completely like just with that Jagruta Avastha, that will not be there, it will be still. There will not be any harsh, there will not be any expression of excitement, and the other thing like the sorrow and getting into the other state of being, that thing also it will just remain as it is. No, the moment you get into the samadhi, whatever your state of your being, it will just remain into this. There will not be any vikruti, there will not be any distraction that will be created in that body. So the chitta will be there, but it will be completely in a very no chitta kind of state. It will just remain in kind of as if it is not there. It is like the chitta will be there, but just like that ice which is there, and that ice has completely melted. No, like that things, that pancha mahabhuta and all these things, they have completely melted like that. It will be in that state. But the Shikhidvaja's case was that in Shikhidvaja's case, that ushmata, that ushnata, that temperature, that chaitanya, that thing was still, that jiva, that prana was still there. Because of that, by after checking these things to bring him back to the Jagrut Avastha, the Chudala, that Kumbh in the form of Chudala, happens to get into the, she uses the Parakaya Pravishna. She knows this siddhi, she knows this supernatural power of getting out of her body and entering into someone else's body. That is called as Parakaya Pravishna. Parakaya, para means the external, someone else. Kaya means the sharir. Pravesh means entry. Now, Parakaya Pravesh means getting into someone else's body, not physically, it is via the subtle body. So that is what she uses the moment she thinks about it, just like the bird that comes out of the cage, that her subtle body comes out of her body and she enters into the intakarana, that inside thing of Shikhidvaja. That is where she sees that Chaitanya, that Sattva, that is still there, and that is where she creates that spandana, that vibration, that Kriya Shakti. She activates that, and the moment she does that, she immediately comes out like a bird, like a pakshi. She just immediately flies out from there and again comes back into the body of Kumbh, which is actually a Chudala. So she comes back there, and she starts singing Madhuri Gayan, called Sama Gayan. There is this beautiful way of singing. She starts singing that, and then Raj Shikhidvaja, that Spandana, has created that Kriya Shakti as well. He slowly and comes out of his meditation and he's in a Jagrut Avastha. So he starts listening to those words of her singing. And then slowly and gradually, after listening to this beautiful melodious singing, he slowly and gradually he opens up his eyes. So he says, "Ah ha ha ha! Oh, what is my? I'm so grateful. I'm so lucky to have once again you there. So have you come here with any particular purpose, or you just come just like that? In either case, I am very happy that you are here. This is my saubhagya. This is my, I'm so lucky that you have again come here." So like this, here Kumbh says that when I left you from here, even when I used to go to the heaven, even that point of time, that is where even my chitta was there here with you. No, I used to always think about you, all these things, and because of that only, that time which I used to spend in the heaven, I did not felt like that. So I came back here to meet you. So like this, she say this case that you appear to me just like a very dear, near, good friend. You appear to me like my brother. No, you are the friend like on which I can trust. You are that sakha, that beloved ones. No, and then you are my priya shishya. You are my favorite disciple here. No, like this, there are nobody else in the world. That is what is I feel for you. No, so after listening to that, the Shikhidvaja response, oh, ho, 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 oh, ho, ho. So probably all that my good deeds, that all that my punya karmas, that has taken ripe, that has taken the fruit today, and because of that only, that the one who is asanga, the one who is completely niraj, there was people like you who are completely detached, who are completely dispassionate about things, and despite of that, if you feel like to be in a company of me, no, so what is the luck, no, what is the things that he expresses gratitude towards the thing. So now they both of them starts staying together, and they spend some time with each other. So that is where the this Kumbh asked, how are you now? Are you okay? Are you really feeling? How are you feeling now? So all these things, she again inquired that, have you experienced that Parampada? Are you still feeling that? Are there any other ichchas or any other desires that are left in you? So this is where the Shikhidvaja answered that, because of your blessings, he expresses gratitude. Because of your blessing, I have achieved that state where I have gone beyond the scenery. I have gone beyond the matter. I have gone beyond the good and bad. I have gone beyond the body. I have gone beyond all these things. And from the last 3 days, I'm completely resting within myself. No, there is nothing in that. I'm feeling very complete and very tripped. That contentment of feeling is completely there. Now I do not get into this entanglement and fear or any desires and associated all these things. I'm just established myself into that self-luminous Satya Prakasha. I'm established into that, and that is what I am feeling. So here Vasishtha Muni addresses Rama like this when the Shikhidvaj was experiencing that he is seeing both of them, used to go into that forest, travel with each other, and then they just spend some time over there like that. So their sneha, that love, that divine love among each other, that was very good over there. So like this, they used to do their puja, they used to do their sandhya vandana, they used to do all the karmas, whatever that they are supposed to do. But whenever they sit on any stone or they sit on any garden or any place, they never felt that, okay, this is their home. They felt that everything is their home. Wherever they used to go, they were at ease, and they felt that this is where we are. So they used to go through everywhere. So now the Chudala, her prime main important thing to take him out of ignorance and establish him in knowledge is now satisfied. So like this, she says that once, like, now she does some planning in her mind, so so that she has to take him out of all these things and do also a couple of more things that she wanted to test whether he has really come out of this or not. She wanted to test that. So like which she says that this is a very good thing that this thing there, and if when I go, this is the Chaitra Shadya, this Pratipada that is there, and on that things I will have to go to Indra Sabha, that heaven, so that I can, if you be here, I will come back by the evening. And then he goes there, and then in the evening comes back with a very dull face, with a frowning face. He comes back there and looking at that, Shikhidvaja says, oh, you sit, come, you sit. He offers the asana, then inquires, what is it that happened? The enlightened masters like you, why you are becoming so, you are appearing so sad here. It's like that he expresses that thing, and then this even the Chudala, who is anyway doing the acting now, she also expresses that, see what is this is happening. Even though we are in a state of that knowledge and that thing, this way till this day is there, still body is there, till that point of that harsh and that happiness and vishad, that sorrow, all these dashas will keep coming. And then instead of forcefully dropping all these indriyas and panchendriyas and karmas, why should I do that anyway? It doesn't matter whether this dukkha, this sorrow comes, whether this thing comes or not, it doesn't really matter. So I'm just being very natural. Whatever it comes, it is there. No? So that is where now he expresses that it is a good idea that whatever the prarabdha, that the sanchit karma, because of the past karma, whatever the prarabdha that you got, whatever the duties you have got, according to your nearly, it is not a good idea to break that. No, so it's a good idea to go through it. Whatever is there, whatever the needs of your body, eating food, doing all the other activities, it's okay to do that. No, having an samadrishti, having an equanimous state towards it, we need to do continuously, get ourselves into the sada acharana, the good acharana. So that vyavhara is there, that we have to keep on doing. That is what is there. So the one who is not knowledgeable, when they go through it, they become shubda. They gets entangled into all this sukha and dukkha, and they becomes dull. And then they they give the blame onto the niyati and then spend them time, but the one who is knowledgeable, they do not regret or they do not grumble like this. So that is where she explained that what has happened, why she becomes why he becomes Kumbha is in the form of Kumbha, why he becomes unhappy. He says that this is what has happened when I went there, when I finished with that meeting there in the Darbara, and when I started coming back, and when I was traveling through the clouds, and that point of time I suddenly happened to see that Durvasa is coming up. So when I looked at his Durvasa Swarupa, and suddenly I felt that he is looking so beautiful. Durvasa is there, he's a male, but yet when Kumbha looked at that Durvasa, he appears like a very, because he has done all the Shringara, he appeared like a thing. So just an thing, just to say Sahaj, just simple, in a simple manner. He said that to Durvasa, that you are looking like a beautiful lady in all the Shringara. And listening to that, Durvasa becomes angry. We all know Durvasa gets angry very soon. So he becomes angry, and then he gave me a curse that now onwards what will happen to you. In the daytime you will remain like this, what you are, but in the night your whole entire body will become like a lady. You will become a female. So like that he says, and before I say anything, he just passes away. No, he just goes away, continue to walk on his path, he just disappear. So like this, because of this, now my body will, I will become a female in the night, and because of that only I am feeling so unhappy. And then after that, that is what exactly happened. They do all their Sandhya, and as the night comes, he takes the form of the Madanika. There is something else that she takes the form of, not a Chudala yet. She takes the form of a Madanika, a very beautiful lady, and that is where they keep spending some time with each other. So now when these things continue, that point of time, they continue to do all that routine whatever they have been following. So this is where now this Chudala, who is in the form of Kumbha in the daytime and Madanika in the night time, proposes him that, look, anyway we are staying together, anyway we have this body, anyway this body has its own needs and requirements, anyway I become a female, so why it is not that let's get married and let's start living a life of things. So here Shikhi says, here it does, all these things now doesn't matter to me. Whether I'm married to you, I'm not married to you, whether we are entangled, whether any action we are doing or we are not in action, all these things, I'm beyond this now. It doesn't really matter. If you feel so, let's get married. And like this, then they say that, okay, I don't feel any good or bad into all these things. I am absolutely okay. Let's get married. And then they think, okay, then why to delay it? No, today is a good day. Today is the Shravana Purnima. So on this Shravana Purnima, when the Purnima will there, we'll do the Gandharva Vivaha. There is a way of doing one more way of doing the marriage is called Gandharva Vivaha, like that. So in Gandharva Vivaha, there will not be too much of tamjam and all that. They'll be simply doing very in a simplistic manner. They will be doing their marriage, and that is called as Gandharva Vivaha. Shiva and Shakti, they married like a Gandharva Vivaha. So that is what is Gandharva Vivaha. So usually all the Yaksha Gandharvas, they vary like this. So that's the reason it's said as a Gandharva Vivaha. So we'll get married like a Gandharva Vivaha. That is what happens. When they fulfill all their day-to-day routine things, in the evening they do prepare, they do their Sandhya and then do all the activities. The night comes, and then he Kumbha gets into the form of the Madanika, no, very beautiful lady Madanika, and they happens to get married with each other, and they start living their life with each other, like in a day-to-day time like a friends, and in the night like a married couple. So that is what continue to happen. So like that, he has accepted whatever it comes on his way. Shikhi Daja has accepted that. That is where the chapter number 80 concludes. We'll continue to go towards the chapter number 81. That is where this story of Shikhidwaja and Chudala concludes. So let us see what is there in place. So now this Chudala sees, okay, now he has accepted this also. Now he is going through, he is leading a life of a married couple also here. Let me see whether that asakti, that desire, those cravings have again arisen him or not yet. So to do that, she Anyway, she's doing all the acting, no? So she does this. So she says that, okay, I like this she continues to do there. So you with her yoga siddhis, what are the siddhis that she creates a drama over there, that Indra and Lord Indra and all the other apsaras, they happens to come there and start staying over there. And that is where the Indra comes and offers him, you come and stay with us in the heaven. No? So this is where the Shikidwaja, who is completely established in himself, he says that, see, for me, this place is like a heaven, that place is also like heaven. So why is that when the entire thing I see as heaven only, I go to a limited space which you call as Swarga. For me, that heaven is, this is also like heaven. Me, it doesn't really matter to me. So like that, but he does not reject it, offer straight away, right away. When he comes, he offers all the flowers, he do all the adaratithya, he expresses his things, he performs the puja, no? He expresses all his gratitude. So looking at that, Chudala becomes really happy. See, he is not rejecting, he is not getting angry and all these things, and yet he is not really interested in going to the heaven, because in that there are no such desires and ichas are left in him. So she becomes, that asakti is not there. So they're looking at that, she becomes really happy. But then she says, let me test it, few more things. Whether he get into this raga, anger, dvesha, and all these things, jealousy, and all these things are not those vikaras. So she does that. She assumes a form. She creates another male over there, and then they get into the shringara, into the pranaya. And then when the Shikidwaja happens to come here, walk over there, he sees that, okay, they are into such as things. And then the expectation was that he is still caught up into the Trikara, he will get angry. But then Shikidwaja comes, he looks at them and he says, okay, they are anyway enjoying, let them enjoy, let them be fulfilled. No? Why should I become an interference in what they are doing like this, without getting any anger, without getting any kshuddhata? He just happens to come back and just sit on a stone and start meditating. Now this Madanika in the form, the Chudala, which is in the form of Madanika, happens to come back and then initiate and talk with this Shikidwaja, that look at me, I was the Abalanari, I was so helpless, I could not control my emotions. This is what happened, you kindly forgive me. Then he says that what is there to forgive, and why have we come? Because she left everything behind and then she comes back. So he says, why have you come so early? You go, you be with him. I am absolutely okay. Don't feel that I am feeling any jealous or I have any anger about it. This kind of anything is not there. If you feel happy with him, yeah, I'm absolutely okay. You are welcome to go it. But because that we are following some things in our rituals, we are leading this life of this. Kindly excuse me. Now we will not be able to continue to live like husband and wife. You kindly go and spend your time with him. Now, if you want, you can get married to that person. So like this, he does not show any anger, does not get into jealousy, does not get into hatred, no such vikaras, no, but yet he is very calm and composed, and he is still able to exhibit that knowledge, no, complete. And yet he follows all the other things, whatever he is according. He said, now it's okay. Now I cannot be with you. You be, please go. So after listening to this, she becomes very, very happy, no? That she's there, that look at him, that he is not completely detached from all these things. He is not grossed, entangled into any of such vikaras, no? Kama, krodha, lobha, mada, moha, matsara, none of that is good, no? That the greed, that entanglement, that anger, that jealousy, that pride, no such things are there. He is completely niraksha, no? There is no icha, there are no desires, cravings, outgoing tendencies of the mind towards the external Vishayas, no such thing that has existed. Now he has become really free. He has really established himself into the knowledge, into the Atma Sarupa. Looking at that thing, the Chudala comes into the real form. No? She now takes that, now it's okay. Now I can get into the real form in front of Shikidwaja, and she appears to him in the real form, and that is where now they say they start the interaction. No? And then by looking at the real Chudala here, the Shikidwaja becomes really surprised. He says, "Oh my God, who you are! You appear like my wife, whom I left behind. You appear like just like Chudala." So that is where now Chudala expresses everything to him, and he says that it's okay. Now, as you have also self-realized, you will be able to know everything. You just close your eyes and see what has happened. Shikidvacha just happens to close his eyes and looks at the entire thing journey, that how the things have happened and how the Chudala has done all these things for him to make him bring to this state. And then after that, when he opens his eyes, again he does not show any anger. No? He does not say why you did like this, why you lied to me, no such thing. He looks beyond action. He looks beyond the words. He looks that love. Because if it all happens between husband and wife, no, sometimes we lie certain things, no, so that we do not want to hurt, no. So look behind that love, no, then you will be able to accept the lie also. So this is what is the state of Shikidvaja. He does not get angry on Chudala. Now he understands that whatever she has done, now he expresses his gratitude. He said that Chudala, see how much of kashta, how much of pain I have given you. I have left you behind, yet you did not complain. I left the kingdom, yet you took the responsibility, and then just all the followed all the responsibility, which was actually my duties, but you did it on my behalf. No, how much words I express as a gratitude towards you. Even you have put an effort and you have got me into such a beautiful knowledge. You have made me self-realized. So all these things, whatever he could express in the form of words, he expressed his gratitude towards Chudala. So that is where say, now do you have that thing in your mind? No. So he really does the gaurav, no, he does really honor and respect things. No? And then this is where Chudala asks that, how do you feel now? Do you still feel that you should stay here in this forest, and you should see this? What is it your state now when you have come to the reality, when you know what is the truth here? How do you feel now? Do you still have anything against that kingdom or anything attraction towards leading this life, what you are saying? And this is where the Shikidvaja makes the Atma Nivedan, means he now expresses himself that he Chudala, now his wife is very happy that his wife is back there and he is there. And like this, he says that now all the things have been dissolved. It really does not matter to me whether I am here or whether I am going and leading and doing the activities as a king. All these things have completely removed from my system. I have become that very pure, that nirich akash, no, that like a space I have established in that. All these indriyas, all these five senses and its outward going activity, no, they are no longer bother me. I no longer feel an association with this body, an association with this chitta, and that association of separateness from the one which is there. I have established into that state. I have really dropped that completeness, separateness, that ego, that identity of myself as a sadhu or as a Atmagyani or as a king or as your husband. All such things, identities have completely removed. I do not have any such thing. Now, whether I do any actions or I do not do any action, whether I do anything as appears to be good or anything I do appears to as bad, no, all this bheda buddhi, that discrimination of doing the things into two duality, that duality has completely vanished out of wisdom. That dvandva, that thing that used to happen inside me, whether I should do or not do, good or bad, all this or that, all this dvandva, that thing that used to happen inside me is now completely removed out of my system. I have completely established into my own self. And with a gentle smile, all that trupti, that contentment, all this sattva that arise, that maitri, karuna, forgiveness, kshama, shanti, prema, ananda, all these qualities, no, the happiness, joy, love, peace, all these things are done out of me, and this is what I represent myself. And in such a state, hey Sundari, I really do not get entangled into like that sun, that Surya, no, that Tejagul. I am just feeling a self-luminous here, that Swayam Prakash, that knowledge which is coming out of here. I am the source of all these things. This is exactly I am experiencing love, and in this state, hey Kamala Nayane, the address is like, hey Kamala Nayane, you are my guru, you are my. He expresses gratitude and bow down. I bow down to you, no, because of your blessings. Because now he doesn't see her only as his wife, no, he sees her in the form of guru. That Guru Shakti, no, the guru, that knowledge that comes from everywhere. That Guru Shakti is there everywhere. Wherever the knowledge comes, get that knowledge. No? So he expresses that you are my Guru. We bow down to that. So like this. So now Chudala says that Prabhu, in this sthiti, what do you feel? What do you feel like doing? Do you feel like going back and take control of your kingdom? Would you like to do that? He says that Shikidvaja, now whatever I do or I don't do, it doesn't really matter. So if you feel like, we can always go back, and this is what exactly happens. They go back and he accepts the kingdom, and he starts doing all these routine activities as if he is not doing it, as if he is in that sushupta avastha, as if he is in that sushupta mode. The actions are just happening. There is no wanting to do, there is no thing, and even if whatever is happening without any karma, without any impressions of those events that are happening on the both of them, they'll start leading their life. No? So that is where they lead this life. They continue to discuss about the knowledge. They continue to stay like this, like this. Here, the Vaashishtha Muni says that like this Rama, they lead their life like this, and then Dirghakal, they spend their life like this on this Bhuloka, and at the end, just like then, when the oil in that lamp is finished, when they happen to go, they get into the Videha Mukti, and they achieve the Nirvana. They get into the Mukti Moksha in the Nirvana state. They just get into the Videha Mukti. This is where the Chudala Akhyan finishes. So I'll also take a pause. I like to hand over this session to all of you. Whatever the Chudala Akhyan that we have seen, if you have any questions, you are welcome to ask. If you'd like to express yourself when we are going through the, what is it that you felt? What are your takeaways? What is it that you learned? Have you experienced that peace? Have you experienced that thing that yes, we are that Parabrahma, we are that Shiva? So you are welcome to express in whatever words, Marathi, Hindi, English, जो भी आपको अपने आप को व्यक्त करना, you are welcome to express yourself. Over to you all. Jai Gurudev. The unmute option is now been opened over here. You are welcome to express yourself. हाँ, देखिए संतोष जी, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही. Probably you'll have to remove that headphone and then we can hear you.
Jai Gurudev.
हाँ, Jai Gurudev. Now we can hear you. Go ahead, संतोष जी.
हाँ, ये तो बहुत अद्भुत था. जो भी सुन रहे हैं हम, वो अद्भुत है. मैं बोल नहीं सकते क्या ये करे उसके बारे में, वो पता नहीं. बहुत अद्भुत.
अद्भुत है, विस्मय आता है. अरे वाह आता है. क्या है, नॉलेज है.
शब्द ही छोटे पड़ जाते हैं.
बहुत बढ़िया. राजकुमारी जी, आप कुछ कहना चाहते हैं? प्लीज गो अहेड. हाँ राजकुमारी जी, प्लीज गो अहेड, बोलिए. आवाज आ रही है राजकुमारी जी? आप बोलिए. नहीं, आपको हेडफोन निकालना पड़ेगा, हमें आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही. Just remove that headphone from the system. मोबाइल डिस्कनेक्ट कर दीजिए, फिर बोलिए.
वास्तव में बहुत अद्भुत है.
हाँ बिल्कुल, अभी आपकी आवाज आ रही है, अभी बोलिए.
और बहुत अच्छे ढंग से आपने समझाया, हिंदी में भी, इंग्लिश में भी और मराठी में भी। बहुत सुंदर, ऐसा कोई नहीं बताता।
हाँ,
आपने पूछा था कि आपको मैं क्या कहूँ, आप तो मेरे बेटे की तरह हैं, माँ आंटी कुछ भी कह सकते हैं। मेरा बेटा भी है,
बिल्कुल।
घर में डायरेक्टर है। हाँ,
आप ऐसे ही आते हैं, हमें आशीर्वाद देते हैं, तो हमारा भी
हाँ, बिल्कुल, हमेशा आशीर्वाद है। बहुत अच्छा बताते हैं।
धन्यवाद राजकुमारी जी।
महाराष्ट्र में रहते हुए भी मुझे मराठी नहीं आती थी, पर अब आप बताते हो ना, उसमें तो काफी कुछ सीखने का मौका मिलता है। बहुत अच्छा।
हाँ, मेरी तो ज्यादातर तो हिंदी में या अंग्रेजी में ही करते बात, बिकॉज
आप
ज्यादा
कहाँ रहते हो?
आई स्टे इन चिंचवड हियर राजकुमारी जी।
हैं?
मैं यहाँ पे पुणे में रहता हूँ, चिंचवड में, पुणे में।
पुणे में रहते हैं? अच्छा।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी। आप कहाँ पे रहते हैं आंटी?
मैं आजकल तो NIBM रोड पर हूँ।
अच्छा,
हाँ,
अच्छा,
वैसे मेरा फ्लैट है वहाँ पे औंध में, पर 2 साल से वो बंद पड़ा है।
अच्छा जी।
कोरोना की वजह से ना, यहाँ बेटे के पास ही हूँ।
ओके, ओके, अच्छा जी। ये तो बात
वहाँ अकेले क्या करेंगे, आप यहाँ रहिए।
करेक्ट, करेक्ट। इवन मेरा फ्लैट है, वो 3 BHK का फ्लैट है यहाँ पे
हाँ?
विजयवाड़ा में, एयर कैसल में। वो भी ऐसे ही बंद पड़ा है, बिकॉज कोरोना के वजह से सब लोग घर भाग चुके हैं। अपने अपने एक्टिव प्लेस में रहते हैं, तो वो भी ऐसे रेंट पे देना था, लेकिन वो ऐसे ही खाली पड़ा है फिलहाल।
हम्म।
चलिए, बहुत बढ़िया। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर योर वंडरफुल एक्सप्रेशन। आज के इस सेशन का सत्र को हम लोग यहीं पे समापन करते हैं, ताकि पुनः एक बार कल मिल पाए। टुडे विल फिनिश दिस सेशन हियर सो दैट वी कैन मीट टुमारो। जय गुरुदेव।
जय गुरुदेव। बहुत